Jevon Holland, the ball hawking safety, on the hunt, man. So let's get into this right now with Jevon Holland. Now, Jevon Holland is so versatile, and he was by far my favorite safety of this 2021 draft class because he's able to do so many things, and he's someone I'd been talking about since August. You can line him up as your single high safety. You can line him up in the box, in the slot, or out wide on the boundary. Holland has an extremely high processing level, which allows him to fit any coverage or alignment that he's asked of. He's a sure tackler, too, who is not afraid to lay the lumber on a receiver coming across his area, or a quarterback who scrambles for that matter. Even though he can blow up an offensive player, he's also a very sure tackler, showing good technique, and he wraps very well, even showing the ability to make ankle tackles when he has to. He's a true ball hawk with 9 interceptions over his first 2 seasons in 2018 and 2019, and another 12 pass breakups, as he can track a ball like no other safety that was in this 2021 draft class. Holland was the first Duck to lead Oregon in interceptions in back-to-back seasons since Jarius Byrd did it in 2006 and 2007, and we all saw how Bird's career played out, as he was a 3-time Pro Bowler and 2-time All-Pro. Holland has really good recovery speed, which allows him to make up a step on a receiver that may be quicker or shiftier in their route running, making them harder to mirror for most, but not a guy like Jevon Holland. Those 9 interceptions from 2018 to 2019 were the third most in the FBS over that span. Holland was one of only 12 FBS players in 2019 to record at least 65 tackles and 4 interceptions as well. Holland is also a pretty good punt returner too, as he had 16 returns for 244 yards in 2019, once again displaying his ability to do so many things, something we all know this Dolphin staff covets so much. He's 6'1", 200 pounds with fluid hips. When he flips them, his change of direction ability is absolutely top tier, and he has great length to his frame. Holland's lateral quickness and sideline-to-sideline speed are very good as well. He has elite read and recognition skills, which allow him to be very impactful in the run game as well as the passing game when he's called upon, and sometimes looks as if he sees plays before they happen. He really is a more complete safety and player, in my opinion, than what Isaiah Simmons was coming out last year, because he's better suited for safety at the NFL than what Simmons was on his body frame alone. The instincts and football IQ Jevon Holland possesses cannot be stressed enough about how elite they are. Holland has field vision that makes you believe he sees the play before it happens and can read the quarterback's eyes as good as anyone in this draft class, maybe even better. His ability to make plays on the underneath passing game is probably going to lead Holland to being utilized in multiple roles this year in different sub-packages. He plays well in traffic and has no issues shedding off blocks from linemen or tight ends that get to the second level. Not only does Jevon Holland have really good footwork, but his speed is nothing to be scoffed at, as his 4.46 40 at Oregon's Pro Day most definitely shows up on film when you're watching him. Holland also displays a quick short area burst, which allows him to break on throws with absolute ease. He also shows off the high football aptitude I spoke of earlier, with his ability to take great pursuit angles in open space, never taking himself out of the play. I think this and his ability as a ball hawk can be partially contributed to his time as a wide receiver in high school. He was actually a 1,000-yard receiver in high school. By having played the opposing position he sees the most, it gives him a great understanding of how to attack receivers either in the air or when the ball is in their hands. His willingness to fill gaps and be effective in the run game as well is what will help him be a 3-down player in the NFL with the Miami Dolphins. Holland is also a very good athlete overall, not a freak by any means, but his 4.14 shuttle, 35.5-inch vert, 10-foot 6-inch broad jump, 19 reps of 225 pounds, and as previously mentioned, 4.46 40 are nothing to shake a stick at. Holland played a lot of zone and was very effective at it with Oregon. It will definitely be interesting to see how he performs in a more heavy man press scheme like the Miami Dolphins do like to deploy, but with his instincts, athleticism, and high football IQ, along with this coaching staff that specializes in secondary players, I think he will be an impact player immediately. That's exactly what he's going to have to be, though, an impact player from day one. Not only because he was selected so highly at 36, but his arrival signaled and brought upon the end of Bobby McCain's tenure as a Miami Dolphin. Clearly, the staff sees Holland as the answer at free safety, but I have a hard time saying he will be pigeonholed to only that role, as his ability to be in the box and also at nickel corner are very good. He very well could be the Devin McCourty of this defensive secondary that is shifted around into different roles given the package being run that play. Jevon Holland will definitely help lower the amount of yards after the catch this defense will allow, as the Miami Dolphins give up 6.2 yards after the catch per reception in 2020, which was the worst in the NFL. He just offers you so much versatility, which is why I think Flores, Boyer, and company covet him so much. So why wouldn't they utilize it as much as possible? Now, will his main role be that single high role? Most likely, but I do think you'll see him in a variety of roles this year as a rookie as they get him acclimated to this defense. And really, he allows Flores and Boyer to be much more flexible with their diamond and ruby package, as Bobby McCain could really only offer them two roles: above average free safety or decent to good slot corner. I mean, you could have him as a single high or go too deep and have him patrol half of the field. The possibilities are endless with this type of player, which is why it's going to be very interesting to watch this year how Flores and Boyer use Holland, because he truly is the jack of all trades when it comes to being a secondary defender. When you add in everything we've talked about, Jevon Holland really looks like the final chess piece needed to be added to this defense in Miami, given that Brandon Jones is already waiting in the wings to replace Eric Rowe, making it seem like the future is in place at strong safety and free safety for this team. Holland was also someone I tweeted out prior to day 2 of the draft, being as a player I'd like the Dolphins to draft. I really think not only will Jevon Holland's play and ability on this field lessen the sting of the Dolphins yet again missing out on the running back so many fans wanted, but he has the potential to be the best player of this draft if all the stars align correctly for the Dolphins. And the biggest steal, yes, even with Phillips on this team, a top 10 talent that fell to them at 18, Jevon Holland is that good. We also talk about prospects landing in the right environment with the right coaching staff, and ask yourself, is there a better secondary or better coach than Brian Flores for Holland to land to? I think you'd be hard-pressed to name one. Bringing a veteran like Jason McCourty in, who plays corner but has also taken reps at free safety too, will also help ease Holland into a smooth transition at the next level, as really no one knows the system better than McCourty, as he comes from the root of his existence, New England, and what he can teach Holland will be invaluable. Holland is a player I've been talking about since last August, and though I don't like player comparisons, I compare him to Jamal Adams in the sense of how versatile of a defender Adams is. But the crazy thing is, if you compare Holland's pro day numbers to Adams' combine results, Holland is a far better athlete. And think about that for a moment. A more athletic version of Jamal Adams, isn't that a scary thought? Especially being added to this defense and already stacked secondary. A lot of people were worried about this defense potentially regressing, but with the additions they've made to the front seven in free agency and the draft and the selection of Jevon Holland, which strengthens our biggest strength on this team, the secondary, I'm starting to think that this team isn't going to regress defensively, but instead progress. Holland said in a recent Zoom media session that what he did in college as a ball hawk doesn't matter because he hasn't learned to be that yet at the NFL level. But I really don't think it's going to take him a long time to get himself situated, which, considering we already have the best ball hawking corner in the NFL and Xavier Howard on this roster, adding a guy who could potentially become a true ball hawking safety is going to make airspace in this defense patrolled and locked down better than the airspace over the actual White House. Holland, he is a game changer, guys. You know, he's the highest drafted Canadian-born player in the history of the NFL, and I truly believe he will blossom and he will flourish on this team under our beloved coach, Brian Flores. And it's going to be a fun and exciting year for all of us to watch, and it's going to be a fun and exciting career that we watch unfold for Jevon Holland as a stalwart in this Miami Dolphins secondary. I really don't know if you could have made a better selection at 36 aside from the obvious running back selection. We talked about how the Jaguars gave him a 6.8 on the grading scale out of 8. And we know that the Miami Dolphins had Jevon Holland rated as their highest safety in this draft. So it might even have been higher than a 6.8 on the Dolphins draft board. All I know is when you look at this player, when you look at his ability, he is something special. I mean, look at how he broke on that route from that Anthony Gordon just threw there, and he takes it 19 yards all the way to the house. Jevon Holland is going to add another level to this secondary that a guy like Bobby McCain just could not add, as much as I know a lot of you guys loved the player. I mean, his ability to break on underneath routes or to stay with long developing routes and break them up like you're seeing here in the Oregon State game is second to none. This kid is very, very special, guys. And when you look at the future pairing of him and Brandon Jones, I'm telling you, in 2 to 3 years from now, we still might have the best secondary if Noah Igbenogany takes the leap we all expect him and hope he's going to eventually take. Guys, Jevon Holland is a game changer. He is a game breaker from the position. He can impact the run just as much as he can impact the pass. So be excited. Be happy. Consider yourself blessed that our secondary, which was the strength of our team, has gotten even stronger overnight. And I mean, look at this last play here. This is absolutely beautiful as he lays the body out going for it. And that Utah receiver was helped off the field, guys. Just saying. And Jevon Holland got up like he had just been brushed with the air. So, guys, Jevon Holland, he is the ball hawking safety on the hunt that we've been missing because Eric Rowe wasn't offering it. Bobby McCain wasn't offering it. But now we have found the guy who will be the stalwart of our safety position and the chess piece that was missing for Brian Flores and the Miami Dolphins defense. There ain't much more you can really say about a player like that. You guys have seen he can line up at nickel. He can line up in the box. He had some boundary reps. I mean, I gave you a fair share. There were some single high looks there. There were some box looks. There were some nickel looks. You guys saw firsthand in that highlight package of how he could play everywhere. And I'm telling you, he is going to be invaluable in this defense. The way he can be deployed, the way he can be used by this defensive coaching staff is going to be next level, guys. And it's easy to see why Brian Flores, Josh Boyer, and company fell so in love and were so quick to rush the card to the table after the top 3 running backs were gone, because a player like this is the cherry on top of the secondary in this defense.